Sutta Soma was holding court when a Brahmin named Nanda from Takasila arrived with 4 precious verses holding the teachings of the Buddha Kassapa, which he was selling for 100 gold pieces each. Sutta Soma was very pleased and told the Brahmin to wait in a comfortable place. Sutta Soma was going to bathe and then buy the 4 precious verses and learn from them. However, the man-eater was lying in wait in the water and captured Sutta Soma while he was bathing. He carried Sutta Soma away on his shoulders instead of hanging upside down like the other kings. While carrying Sutta Soma, the man-eater felt something wet drip onto his head. He thought, "Even the great Sutta Soma fears death." He then said, "The wise do not easily weep. Are you weeping for your kin, wife, child, or perhaps you're weeping for yourself out of fear of death? I do not weep for my family or for myself. Instead, I shed tears for a promise unfulfilled. If I could, I would like to keep my word to that Brahmin. If you let me go, I will return to you after my honor is restored." "How can I believe you? How can I believe that you would willingly return as my prisoner once I have let you go? What good are we as humans if we do not keep our word? Let me down, and I will swear the highest oath to you." The man-eater then let him down, and Sutta Soma began a solemn oath that only the royal caste knew. "Well, see to it that you keep your word." "Ever since we knew each other, since we were children, have you ever known me to lie?" "Then it will be as you have said. Go restore your honor." King Sutta Soma then returned and heard the verses of the Brahmin. The first verse taught that one should never associate with evil men, for those that do will never experience peace. The second verse taught that by associating with holy men, one will learn and grow better every day. The third verse taught that our bodies are frail and prone to wearing out. However, the truth of the Dhamma does not fade. All of the wise, throughout every age and time, know this for a fact. The fourth verse taught that just as the skies stretch very high and the earth stretches far below, still, the distance between that which is taught by those with samaditi, right view, and that which is taught by those with micchaditi, wrong view, are even greater. King Sutta Soma was delighted at the lessons contained in each verse. He thought, "These words are not spoken by poets or saints, but rather by a holy Buddha himself. 100 gold pieces are not even enough to represent the value of each of these teachings." After careful consideration, King Sutta Soma gave the Brahmin 1,000 gold pieces for each verse, 10 times what he was asking for. Then, when King Sutta Soma was prepared to return to the man-eater, his family begged him to reconsider. However, King Sutta Soma was determined to keep his word. The man-eater, waiting for King Sutta Soma to return as he had promised, made a large fire and prepared to sacrifice the 100 kings of India. As he was sharpening his weapons, King Sutasoma returned. I sense that you've come here with no fear. Surely the message contained in the verses you purchased removed your fear. Come, tell me what they taught you. How can I teach you that which is sama, right, when you are so clearly micha, wrong? For one who is wicked and hands stained with evil actions, what benefit is the sama? Sutasoma, in your eyes, am I evil? Hunters kill animals for food. I kill humans for food. After death, they will have both been killed. Why is what I do worse? Those who know the Kshatriya caste doctrine know that there are 10 types of forbidden meat. Human meat, elephant meat, horse meat, lion meat, tiger meat, leopard meat, dog meat, snake meat, bear meat, and wolf meat. You ate the meat of humans. You broke the Kshatriya caste doctrine. The man-eater felt that he had been insulted. He felt that King Sutasoma had accused him of being a poor member of the Kshatriya caste. So, in rebuke, he said, You convinced me to let you go. You went home and experienced all the sensual pleasures kings experience, and then came back to me, your foe. How is your pleasure-seeking following the Kshatriya caste doctrine? Even those great kings that followed the Kshatriya caste doctrine are doomed to be reborn in hell due to their evil actions. Therefore, I do not follow the Kshatriya caste doctrine. Instead, I follow the law of Satya, truthfulness. I've returned as I said I would. Sacrifice me and eat my meat, O evil king. Do you truly feel no fear? Why would I be afraid? I have my duty to my parents, whom I cherish and serve. I am responsible and good to my relatives and friends. I have given gifts, supplies, and service to priests and Brahmins. I have done countless acts of virtue. I know my next births will be good. I know heaven will be my destination. If I have not done evil, I need not fear the undesirable rebirths. I have no fear, for I have not willingly done evil. The man-eater then thought, This King Sutasoma is a good and wise man. If I kill him and eat him, the level of my evil action will be substantial. My skull would split into 7 pieces, or I might be swallowed whole by the earth itself, since it cannot tolerate my evil. My friend, you are not the type of person I should eat. He then thought. He said I was too unworthy and too evil to even hear the verses of the Buddha. The man-eater then began to feel anxious, and a desperateness arose with him to hear the holy teachings of the Buddha. The man-eater took a knee and said, My lord, my wise teacher, in all of India there is no sage that is your equal. You were captured and released, and after hearing the verses of the Buddha, you still came back, just to honor your word. The verses you heard must truly be of transcendent excellence. With tears filling his eyes, he said, Please, sir, my heart is bursting to hear the words of the Buddha. Seeing that the man-eater was truly ready for the teachings, King Sutasoma taught the verses to the man-eater, as Nanda the Brahmin had taught them to him. At that moment, all the gods and angels of all the worlds broke into a loud cry and applause. The man-eater, already possessing much wisdom, absorbed the teachings and felt his whole body fill with the 5 kinds of joy. He looked at King Sutasoma as a child would look upon their father who gave them life, protected them, taught them, and raised them. My lord, I would give you the world if I had it, but since I do not have anything to give, I will grant 4 boons. Anything you ask, I will do. King Sutasoma then thought, if I ask him to give up human flesh first, he will fall depressed and might not have the energy to follow through on the other boons. I will ask the other 3 first. For the first boon, I would ask that you live for 100 years. The man-eater thought, the first boon he asks of me is something that will benefit me. He truly is a great being. I will gladly give you this first boon. For the second boon, I ask that you must not eat the 100 kings. I will give you this second boon. For the third boon, I ask that you return each of the kings to their kingdoms and establish them as kings. I will give you this third boon. For the fourth boon, I see that your kingdom is shaken and sick with fright due to your actions. I ask that you abstain from eating human flesh. The man-eater laughed and said, How can I grant you this boon? Ask for something else. You are a king. You cannot sacrifice your duties for pleasure's sake. If you can refrain from evil, you can receive the good things in life. But because you love human flesh, you said you cannot abstain from it. He who does evil because evil yields some pleasant results is a fool. He thought, I cannot deny I promised, yet I cannot abstain from human flesh. What in the world can I do? With tears of frustration, he said, I love human flesh. You know this. Please choose something else. One who is willing to sacrifice even his own life just for pleasure is like one who will drink from a poison cup because it tastes good. He is destined for endless pain and suffering. Those who knowingly forgo pleasure now, for the sake of fulfilling their duties, are like the ones who are sick and drink from the healing cup, regardless of how it tastes. Such a person is destined for heavenly bliss wherever he goes. Still lamenting, the man-eater said, I've abandoned everything and come to live in these woods so that I can eat human meat. I've already given up everything for this. How can I grant you this boon? Sages never lie or act with duplicity. You told me to choose a boon, and I did. Now you renege on your word. I've already experienced all types of shame, demerit, loss of status, and disgrace just to eat human flesh. How can I grant you this boon? Good men will give up their life before doing something evil. They're true to their words, even to their demise. If you promise a boon, you must follow through on your word. One would sacrifice a treasure to save a limb. One would give a limb to save his own life. However, the wise would sacrifice treasure, limb, and life to maintain what is right. A treasure, a limb, or a life only last for a short time. The results of committing good or evil span many rebirths. The man-eater then realized that he was fighting for the pleasure he could experience in this life. He had experienced extreme suffering at every turn just for this pleasure. However, this pleasure was a temporary thing that would not last very long. Definitely not beyond this lifetime. If he were able to give this up, he would be able to secure blissful future rebirths that would be much more rewarding than the suffering he would secure from his evil actions. He then said, "Sutta Soma, you are my teacher, a wise man, and most importantly, my respected friend. I have granted you a boon, and I have no choice but to honor it. What else can I do? Death is a certainty, but the results of our actions persist beyond death." It was at this point that the Devas in the heavens discussed how no one in the world besides Sutta Soma could make the man-eater abstain from eating human flesh. They proclaimed, "A miracle! A miracle has been performed by Sutta Soma." The 4 great kings heard this and also began to rejoice. Even the beings in the Brahma world rejoiced. The man-eater and Sutta Soma then went to release all the kings and made them swear not to enact revenge on the man-eater. Sutta Soma then convinced the man-eater to return to his country, and also had to convince the people in the kingdom to accept him back. Once accepted, the former man-eater king ruled righteously and honestly, and performed good works until the day he died. The Buddha then ended the religious instruction and said, "This is not the only life in which I've converted Angulimala. I also did so in the past." The Buddha then identified the births by saying, "The man-eating king of those days was Angulimala Thera. Kalahati, his commander, was Sariputta Thera. The Brahmin Nanda was Ananda Thera. The Trideva was Mahakassapa Thera. Saka was Anuruddha Thera. King Sutta Soma was none other than I." What did you learn from this story? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads. And consider making a donation to support our Buddhist animation project.